So it's a novelization of my experiences with Quentin on the psychic frontier about the movie Critic. Right? I wrote Quentin 4 letters, right, about playing the lead in the movie Critic. That set into motion a series of events that led to where we are now. Right? It's important to express, right, in clear, unequivocal language. There is no daughter, right? Eliza and Trey were never involved in this formula, right? I cannot say with any definitive certainty who else is involved. I suspect Daniela is involved, but I do not know that, right? Perhaps it's all a sick intellectual exercise for Quentin Tarantino, right? So this is my point when I say it. His intention, right? He did all of this, right, to overwhelm my mind and hope that I would believe that death is better, right? And I'd blow my brains out. And we're getting to that point in the book now. And I've already mentioned it more than once, right? But I'll say it here because we're talking about it, right? That he poisoned my mind with visions of me putting a bullet in my mouth and my temple and led me to believe that it was my psychic prowess giving it to him. Right? Saying, oh no, we don't want you to do that, right? It's this very, very subtle, seductive, like, reverse psychology bullshit, right? And so when I turned it all on him, right, at the new year, right, eventually he came clean and told me, right, through the psychic crucible of the mind's eye, the same way that he revealed his daughter to me, that he doesn't have a daughter, that it was all bullshit, right? And so that's why I've been coming clean ever since. I've been doing everything I can to come clean ever since. Right? Because he's a sick, pathological, dangerous man who doesn't respect any of the things that he's been given in his life, right? If he was cool, right? If he was actually cool, he'd never have to say anything to me, right? He could have mailed me a single letter with a non-disclosure agreement and a check and said, this is how I make my movies. You don't want to play the game, right? You opted out, so that's for your scene. You sign this, and you go play Hamlet in Honolulu or South Dakota, right? No LA privilege. Your LA privileges are revoked, etc., 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 right? Rather than do that, rather than look in his heart and listen to God, right? Listen to that divine, abstract, intellectual quality, right? He decided, oh no, this guy doesn't want to submit to me. He's an actor who doesn't want to submit to me, right? So I'll use this power to try to make him, right, to compel him to blow his brains out, to compel him into permanent hospitalization, right? And so now that he's failed doing that, right, he's descended into palpable black magic evil, right, which is making me seriously consider reaching out to Westboro Baptist to make them picket outside of the offices of WME, right, as well as outside of every Fish show, right, because everyone that I've written in an effort to help us reconcile has all cast their allegiances with evil. I don't know what he tells them. I don't know. I suspect it's something to the effect of, oh, I have no idea what he's talking about. He's lost his mind. Once he sues me, I'll pay him whatever he wants. Right? And so what I'm saying is that while I am doing that as best as I can, I don't have $100,000 for an attorney. I'm doing everything pro se, right? That I am not insane, right? That this is my figurative Bible, right? I have a real Bible in another room, but I'm not going to go get it, right? Hand on the Bible, saying everything that I'm saying is true, right? That this is what actually happened, right? And if I'm insane, right? Like this is my point, right? Like this is my real point. If I'm insane, right? Why hasn't Fish and the Discovery Institute showed me the letters they received that involved me, right? Why hasn't the Tribeca Film Festival released the screening of Jackie Brown, right? This is my point, right? When everything got fucked up and I realized that he's just been humiliating me all these months, I sent an email to Fish as well as the Discovery Institute and said, no, this is right. There's something evil. There's something rotten in the state of Denmark, right? I want you to send me every correspondence that you received that involves me. That's all. Just me. Right? Crickets, right? And so my point is that the Discovery Institute, right? Sure, you want to be blasphemous degenerates, that's your right. But Fish, right? The band Fish, right? If the truth of the matter was just that I sent them 5 letters and I'm mentally ill, they would have sent me those letters and said, we know you're struggling. We can see that you're not well in your mind. We love you. You're always welcome at our shows. Thank you for supporting us. Right? Right? And I admit, he made a complete fucking fool of me. Right? Got me good. Made me love Eliza. Made me think we were in love. Nobody loves me. Pretty funny. Right? So, what am I talking about? Right? What I'm saying right now, and I'm not going to go on and on, but maybe another 3 minutes I'll discuss this. Right? That life is not an accident. Right? That there is a latent intellect diffused within every cubic centimeter of space. Right? In that same manifold, right? In that same condition, right? There's a twofold condition, right? And so if you look behind me, right? You have Ezekiel's wheel, right? You have 88 subdivisions, 8 golden mean spirals, 29 arcs, the stellation pattern of the icosahedron, all 59 stellations, right? Atlantis, right? The ineffable in the Great Pyramid, and that great demon Baphomet, right? That all of these things, right, as well as this thing, right, which is a star tetrahedron complex of 40 tetrahedra, 20 pointing up, 20 pointing down, are all nested perfectly inside of each other, right, as an infinite complex of nested polyhedra, which is a hologram of electric quantum probability waveform potential, right? And so diffused within all of that is a conscious resonance, the conscious field, often referred to as God, deity, right? That through the expression of the conscious field moving from A to B, through this infinite nesting, right? It exerts pressure upon the hologram, right? And the dihedral, the specific angle with which the conscious field decides to exert pressure upon it, right, reflects what it manifests materially in the physical world as matter, right? That everything resides as idea, Platonic forms, Plato's allegory of the cave, right? All things reside as idea, right? And so the expression of the conscious field exerting pressure upon the hologram collapses a large volume into a small volume. And the electric resistance becomes so great as friction grating against itself in space that it becomes so dense it can no longer remain inert space and erupts as corpuscular manifested matter, first as photons of light, then chemical elements, right? Then, right, atmospheric strata, mineral, vegetable, animal, man, ultimately leading to complex cellular structure. And man, right? Man is the end of evolution because it is the only piece of the hologram that can look back and offer a reflection sincere to its divine origin. All instances of psychic phenomenon, of clairvoyance, derive from the mind of the adept tapping into the non-locality of the conscious field, which exists perpetually in a state of rest in every cubic centimeter of space for all time. Right? And so the highest levels of the adept sees them behaving like God. Michael Talbot's The Holographic Universe. This is how nuns heal the sick, right? You can heal the sick, and on the other end, far easier, you can destroy and put things in their untimely demise, right? So, right? Quentin played this subtle bullshit game for a long time, right? And now he's stolen my wisdom, and he's doing real palpable black magic evil, right? To torture me and compel me to madness, and in fact try to destroy my body with his mind. That's why this channel exists, right? And that's why we're talking about it. This novel spans between the years between May of 2021 to February of 2025. And the most palpable evil has all occurred since April of 2025, right? So we're talking about it every day, right? And so I'll leave you with this, right? Know that life is not an accident, right? Shakespeare, I'll leave you with this. No. No. My dream was lengthened after life. Oh, then began the tempest to my soul. I passed, methought, the melancholy flood, with that sour ferryman which poets write of, unto the kingdom of perpetual night. The first that there did greet my stranger soul was my great father-in-law, renowned Warwick, who spake aloud, what scourge for perjury can this dark monarchy afford false credence? And then he vanished. Then came wandering by a shadow like an angel with bright hair, dabbled in blood, and he shrieked out aloud, Clarence is come! False! Fleeting! Perjured Clarence, that stabbed me in the field at Tewkesbury. Seize on him, Furies! Take him into torment! With that, methought, a legion of foul fiends environed me, and howled in mine ears such hideous cries, that even with the very noise I trembling waked, and for a season after could not believe but that I was in hell. Such terrible impression made my dream.